Have you ever wondered whether the biblical stories of people living for hundreds of years, like Adam for 930 years, or Noah for 950, were meant to be taken literally? Are these just symbolic numbers? Or could they reflect a forgotten reality? Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating intersections of Torah, Chazal, and science, examining the age and power of our earliest ancestors. We'll explore Midrashim, Maimonides, genetic research, and even ancient Mesopotamian records. Let's find out whether the mythic age was myth or memory. The Torah doesn't shy away from big numbers. Adam lives 930 years. Methuselah, a whopping 969. Noah clocks in at 950. And even Abraham hits 175. At first glance, these lifespans feel almost legendary. But unlike some of the more fantastical midrashim, we tend to accept these Torah figures without question. Why? As the article points out, many readers intuitively trust numbers in the Torah, yet raise eyebrows when Chazal speak about Jacob lifting a multi-ton stone or Moses being 10 cubits tall. Is there a double standard at play? The Rambam in Moreh Nevuchim, section 2:47, tried to resolve this tension by saying, only the specific people mentioned in the Torah lived such long lives. It wasn't the norm for everyone. But even he acknowledged it's strange. Could there be a natural explanation? Modern science might have some answers. Research shows that aging isn't just wear and tear. It's genetically regulated. In fact, scientists have identified genes that can significantly slow down or even halt aging. In New Scientist, back in 1966, researchers reported that aging is driven by specific genes. In Scientific American, 1997, scientists described discovering the gene for immortality. Experiments on C. elegans worms and fruit flies have shown that tweaking just one gene can double lifespan and keep the organism physically young. Dr. Caleb Finch of USC believes that under optimal conditions, humans might theoretically live 1,300 years. Could it be that humanity once lacked the aging gene, and as time passed, this genetic defect spread, gradually shortening lifespans? The Torah's data seems to support this ages decline steadily from Adam to Abraham, and childbearing ages drop too. This looks more like a natural process than a symbolic myth. And what about the legendary strength of the Avot? Chazal described Jacob lifting a stone that took many shepherds to move. Moses is said to be 10 amot tall, 15 feet, and carried the stone tablets himself down Sinai. These aren't just exaggerations. They're consistent with a tradition of greater physical stature among earlier generations. Even secular sources align. Ancient Near Eastern kings like Gilgamesh or Enkidu are depicted as larger-than-life figures. The Torah itself describes Nephilim, giants, and their remnants in Canaan, like Og Melech Habashan. Archaeological and mythological parallels abound. This isn't about fantasy. It's about a potential pre-modern human phenotype that's now extinct. Could there have been a physical decline over time, just like there was in lifespan? So how did Chazal relate to these fantastic stories? Some took them literally, others more allegorically. But overall, they operated on a realist framework. They didn't invent fairy tales. Their worldview often reflects a layered understanding of nature, spirit, and transmission of memory. Take the idea that before the sin, humans didn't age or suffer illness, like it says in Bava Metzia 87a, or the suggestion that traits like extreme height or longevity were inherited by specific lineages, explaining why the Avot only married within their own family. It's not just genetics. It's about preserving a legacy, spiritually and biologically. In the end, this discussion is about more than biology or ancient texts. It's about reclaiming the idea that the greatness of our ancestors, whether in years, strength, or soul, isn't just legend. It's part of our heritage, a legacy we can tap into, even if we no longer live for centuries. Moshe wasn't just the greatest prophet because he lived long or was physically mighty. He reached something higher. As the Torah says, V'alekem en biya vidi b'Yisrael kamshish. No prophet arose in Israel like Moses, whom God knew face to face. But even he stood on the shoulders of giants, real ones. So the next time you read about a 900-year-old man or a stone-lifting shepherd, don't be so quick to dismiss it. It might just be our collective memory speaking, whispering stories of a world not lost, but waiting to be remembered. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more deep dives into Torah, science, and the wisdom of our ancestors.